You might be asking yourself, why doesn't God just forgive Satan? And I mean, that could be the end of it all. You see, one mistake many people make is to equate Satan's situation to that of mankind, in a sense that if God could forgive mankind, then he could also forgive Satan. But the narrative is very different. If you have been watching my videos, you will really understand why exactly God drove Satan and a multitude of angels out of heaven. But you see, that is not the case here. Satan was not just an ordinary creature. He was a being of glory and power who had a special place in heaven. Satan did not only understand how powerful God was, but Satan himself had witnessed the might and power of the Most High and knew there is none that could be compared unto him. So then, we can summarize Satan's fall in one word: stubbornness. You see, what Satan then Lucifer did was just like committing treason, which is arguably the greatest crime one can ever commit in the natural order. Treason is defined as the crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill or overthrow the sovereign leader or government. So Satan's crime and that of humanity are two different crimes altogether. The first sin that led to the fall of man was just a mere act of disobedience, whereas that sin that led to the fall of Satan was something unspeakable. As in, who in his right mind will attempt to exalt himself above God? One aspect of this topic a lot of people have not realized is the fact that Satan never regretted his actions. You see, Satan the Lucifer has always been a prideful, boastful, and arrogant entity. If you read the Bible, especially the book of Revelations, you will understand that. After Satan's attempt to establish his thrones in the heavens failed, he still assembled 1/3 of angels in heavens, numbering myriads upon myriads, to fight against the angels of God. Satan actually felt he was big enough to accept defeat, so instead of acknowledging his plans and dreams of establishing his own kingdom has failed, he somehow believed he had what it takes to fight God. So even if God himself wanted to exercise mercy on Satan, Satan actually wanted none of that. His only dream and mission was and is to exalt himself above God. So Satan has positioned himself in a place that puts him as an eternal enemy of God, someone who will never accept his errors and wrongdoing, someone who will never accept his faults, and someone who will never accept he erred. And we can practically see this habit in lots of people who will practically never accept their error or even say, sorry, I was wrong, but that's not what we are talking about. The third most important factor here is that the spiritual composition of man is far different from that of angels, including Satan. God formed a part of himself in us, that the Bible affirms we are image of God. These simply means that God Almighty sees himself in us. So when Satan caused man to fall, God only saw a distorted image of himself in us, and God had to fix that by providing an alternative that could restore his image in us. But the creation of angels is totally different. Angels do not bear any component of God, neither do they bear his image, unlike man. So we can say that God forgiving Satan was much dependent on Satan than God. And Satan himself did not want mercy. He only wanted to grow his pride and arrogance by feeding on the ignorance of men. And though he is currently achieving his goal on earth on a larger extent, but there is one thing he knows very well. God's anger will only tarry for a while. And when that day is finally due, it will be better if Lucifer was never created. But the sad part is that a multitude of men will partake in Satan's impending doom. But it's your choice. You can choose salvation or choose otherwise. Please tell me what you have chosen in the comment section. If you choose salvation, type salvation in the comments, and if you choose otherwise, you know what to type. Please hit the like button as this helps us reach more people. Don't forget to subscribe and share. See you in our next video. Bye.